Madini Mazimba.
Madini Mazimba.
Madini Mazimba.
Inendri msalala. Inendri msalala.
Madini Mazimba, I'm back again, and it's 2018. Compliments of the new season to you all, and thank you for supporting me throughout 2017. And in this year, let's continue to work together and enjoy the local arts. And now it has become sort of a tradition that at the beginning of every year I give you the projects that I'm looking forward to the most in that year. And on this episode, I'll be giving you the 10 albums I'm looking forward to the most in 2018. Now, some of these albums have been confirmed, some of them have not been confirmed, but it's just me picking up a couple of hints here and there. Me putting up a post by the artist. They may be working on something for this year. So the first album I'll be talking about is Tseo Tseo by XQ. Now, I was very much looking forward to this album last year. He had originally set the date for August, end of August last year, to release the album, but the album did not get to be released. And I felt as if he had released the album then, it would have probably become the biggest album of the year, because XU was really in a very, very good space. He had the track Jerusalem, let's talk about it, Nema, which were doing very, very well and being loved by a lot of people. But the album was not released, and it was scheduled to around November. Then November passed, and nothing up to now. I'm still hoping that the album released, and I think that's maybe, you may say, sort of a disadvantage of having a label, because when you now have a label, you cannot just release an album whenever you want. But the label, they have to make everything and find the perfect time for you to release the album. So I just hope Military Touch, they get to find that date soon, because we are very much looking forward to this album. We need to hear some more of XQ. So this is one of those albums I'm looking forward to the most this year. Now, another album I was looking forward to last year was Gwenyambira Cards by Hope Masike, and the album not really get to be released. Hope, towards the end of the year, she said she's going to be releasing the album this year. She postponed the release date, so I'm very much looking forward to this album. I may say this is the album I'm looking forward to the most in 2018. I just feel as if she's in a really, really good place. She's not competing with anyone. She doesn't have a lot of pressure on her, and she can just she can just experiment and just let us enjoy the creativity, the innovativeness that she has. So I'll very much be looking forward to this album and hope it definitely drops this year. Now, another album I was looking forward to last year that didn't get to drop was Oi by Alexio Kawara. And also, like Hope Masike, he also said he has pushed the release date to 2018, and I'm very much looking forward to this album. And it's now been 6 years since Alexio last released an album. The last album he released, it was in 2012, and it was the beautiful album Tose. And I think now it's high time for him to give us a new thing. So I'm very much looking forward. I'll be following him and very much hopeful that he gets to release the album this year. Now, another album that not only me but a lot of people were expecting it gets to drop, it was the album by Winky D. Winky D has sort of created a culture tradition that towards the end of the year, in October, he gives us an album. He gave us Gaffer Live, then he gave us Gaffer Footage, Extraterrestrial. So last year, a lot of people were really anticipating he was going to drop something towards the end of the year. But that was not to be. He only gave us 3 singles, which is Zemudanga, Madrinks Mukapu, and that other one with Biniman. And personally, truthfully, only Zemudanga was the only track that resonated with me. All the other 2 tracks, I was not really big fans of the tracks. Madrinks Mukapu, I enjoyed the leaked version that I was already circulating on social media, the one with the original Shape of You kind of beat. The one that he released, it did not really have the magic that the leaked version had. And that one and the other track with Biniman, I think I only saw the track twice. The track, it just failed to ignite a lot of excitement in me. It's just one of those tracks that would not go kanganwa. But regardless, I'm just looking forward to what Winky D has cooked for us in this year. And he's posted a couple of pictures with Oskid. And when Winky D and Oskid come together, it's definitely something very, very big. And this year, he has to create music that can stand the test of time, because creating an album, releasing an album in February is different from releasing an album in October. In October, you just aim for the party music. People just want to have fun because they're just towards the end of the year. But if you release an album in February, you have to create music that stands, music in December. So it will be quite a challenge for Winky D. But I know Winky D is definitely one of the biggest. He's a legend in the dancehall industry, and he can do it. So we're very much anxious and looking forward to that album. And another album that I'm definitely looking forward to and hope that gets to drop this year is the album by Janet Manyoa. Now, Janet Manyoa is definitely, at the moment, the biggest female artist we have in Zimbabwe right now. Judging by the success that she's had these past 3-4 years, no other female artist come close to her. She's just amazing. Every time she releases a song, the people, they are loving it. Her music speaks to the people. And last year she only released one track, which is Zadzisa, and that track, topped the charts more than any other album. Even Pekuti, a lot of people released albums, a lot of people released some very good tracks, but not even one track managed to match the success of Zadzisa last year and towards the end of the year. And I think on all the urban radio music station, when they did their end of year gospel charts, Zadzisa was #1 on all of the radio stations, and it just tells you how big an artist she is. And I know she will want to follow up on the success of that album, and I don't see her releasing another single this year. So I'm very much hopeful that you're going to get a new album, a new project from her this year. And also currently, she's advertising this upcoming gospel show that she has, which will be called Redeemed, and it will be available on YouTube and Facebook. It's one of those shows that I'll definitely be looking forward to. But above all, I hope she gets to drop an album this year. Now, another artist I'm also very much looking forward to is Alec Macheso. Baba Sharo is a legend. That guy is amazing. He has been in the music game for quite some time now. He has given us some very, very classic albums. Simbaradzo, Vakiridzo. The guy has done it all. And although his past 3 albums are not really up to par or up to the amazing levels that we use from Bashar, whenever he says he's going to be releasing something new, we definitely be looking forward to it. So he has been giving hints, Kuti. He's cooking something, and this year it will probably be ready for him to dish it to us, the fans. So I'll be very much looking forward to this new album by Babasharo. Now, still on that Sungura tip, there's also another album that I'll be looking forward to the most, is the album by Sulu. Sulu is one of the most recognizable artists in the music industry right now. The name Chimbetu is just synonymous with classic music. And the last album that Sulu released, the album is very politically charged, and that's why the album did not really get that much airplay. But regardless, those people who are fans of Dendera, they really enjoyed the album. And personally for me, the album is growing on me bit by bit. It started with 1 song, and now it's 2 songs, 3 songs, and I find myself listening to the album Jamboree more and more. And I just hope Kuti, Sulu has something cooking for us this year, because if you look at his release schedule, he always releases after like 2 years, and this is now 2 years after Jamboree. So this year, we're definitely looking forward to something new from Sulu. And what I love from the last album, he showed a lot of maturity in the themes, the instrumental arrangement. He's just willing to take Dendera music to the next step. Now, another album I'm also looking forward to, judging by the release cycles, is the album by Victor Kunonga. I'm a huge fan of Victor Kunonga. Victor Kunonga is definitely one of the best Afro jazz, Afro fusion artists we have in the country. And this last album, Kwedu, was a fantastic album. I enjoyed that album. Everything about that album was just on point. And like I said, judging from his release schedule, is mostly 2-3 years. It's now ripe for him to give us something new, and I'll be very much looking forward. I'm very hopeful this year we're going to get something new from Victor Kunonga. And another album that I'm quite near definite we're going to drop this year is the new album, is the debut album, Yatakura. He's been hinting very heavily on his social media, Kuti. He's cooking something very, very big. And last year, before he released the tracks, Kamshekero Kangu, he also hinted that he's creating something very good. When the tracks came, the tracks were also very good. So he's one of those guys that when he says he's making something big, you have to stand and listen to him. And Takura has given us some very, very good EPs. The stripped EP, it introduced him as a solo artist, and the EP was very, very good. It took the music industry by storm. It was loved by a lot of people. Then end of last year, he gave us the Relationship Goals, which is also another very, very lovely EP. I did a review on that EP. You can go to my blog, proudzimbo.blogspot.com, and read the review, or you can just wait for the video review, which is coming very, very soon on this channel. So just stay tuned. Keep following all the updates on this channel. But overall, I'm just looking forward to the album that is cooking for us. So another album that I'm quite near definite is going to drop this year is new album by Japreza. Now Japreza sort of created a culture. He releases an album each and every year. I don't think he's going to skip or change that culture this year. I don't see him pulling a Winky D on us here. He just gives us a couple of singles of Azoshi next year. So I'm very hopeful he's going to give us something this year. And also Japrez is at the top of the music game. So he's one of those guys Kuti, he wants to make sure that at each and every moment you have a Japrez song that you're listening to, you have a Japrez song that you're dancing to, so that he remains at the top. So I'm very sure he's going to give us something this year. And with that, that wraps up these 10 albums that I'm looking forward to in this year of 2018. Now I know for you there are a lot of albums that they're going to drop this year, maybe. So now just go in the comment section below, tell me the albums that you're looking forward to the most. And also after that, come back, like the channel, subscribe to the channel. See you again next time.